Sound.
In a recent article from Mic.com, a study from the University of London showed in the last half century that hip-hop has actually been proven to be the most influential genre in popular music. The Philadelphia Inquirer reported that 70% of the paying and downloading of hip-hop is white suburban kids. With the explosion in hip-hop over the last 40 years and its exposure to white kids, you would think that would help bring us all closer together.
The reality is America is becoming more tolerant, more inclusive, and more integrated. And hip-hop led the movement to brown America.
The world is changing. It's tanning.
But has it? There have been countless lives of men and women of color lost to police brutality. And according to Gawker.com, only 76 have been mentioned in social media or in media in general. So I wonder, how's it over the last 40 years of white people or any people loving hip-hop, but yet support these evil acts being done to black people? So I decided to hit the streets of Atlanta and ask multiple people, why do people love black culture but not have the same love for black people? Here's my man Terrence that I ran into in the city.
I do believe that our culture is very unique and it's different from any other culture there is, just like all cultures are, and that's why people love our culture. But however, I think that the love of our people is kind of misconstrued, because I think that we get misrepresented in the media and we get misrepresented in day-to-day activities. We all aren't gangsters, we all aren't thugs, but we all aren't, as far as law-abiding citizens either. And people tend to go toward the negative because that's what they see. But our culture itself is always unique. It's always had uniqueness. It's always resonated with other cultures. That's why a lot of other cultures gravitate toward our music, they gravitate toward our art, etc., etc.
I also interviewed Simeon and Lanique, and I asked them the same question.
Well, I think a lot of people don't really get to know black people. And, that is one reason why most of them scared. They didn't really get to meet anybody black and, get to be down to earth with black people, It just threw them off. They like all kind of black stuff, but to talk with black people and live around them and, people just have all kind of perception about black people. And most of it is not real, so they really need to just get closer with the people and talk to people. A simple thing like talking and saying hello and, how you doing and stuff. Some people pass by, they don't even want to talk to you. So they will never get to understand how you feel, what you're thinking, and, how you're doing today or any day. So a good way is just talking to people and getting to know, people more personal instead of just, to the surface. You got to do things that would help people. Treat people nice. Talk to people. This is the simple ways, Ain't nothing, no big mathematics to this thing, man. Show people some damn love up in here.
Well, I think that it kind of starts with slavery and the history of African people. In North America, the only thing that they want to teach you about an African person, African American, black person, however you want to call it, in America is slavery. That's not our history. That's something that happened to our people. So most people only respect you as much as a slave. Now, that doesn't take away who we are. It's a misperception of who we are. We're never really able to define ourselves. It's hard, it's like the diamond in the rough. It takes a lot of it takes a lot of digging to get to this, this very precious thing. And it's kind of like the same thing with African people in America. You know, they'll chisel you, they'll break you all the way down just to see how valuable you really are. You know, and that's something that we just have to know within ourselves. It's not something that you can learn growing up in the school system in America, because they're not going to teach your child the value of themselves. They're going to show you how valuable you can be to somebody else. So when you don't have any dignity within yourself about who you are, where you came from, that makes a difference. And if you don't have it, nobody else is going to have it. Because of the psychological perception that people have on black people, because of the things that's been done to them, to us, you know, that's one of the reasons why they kind of want to take everything and use it, but you want to have us there in spirit, but not physically. You don't want our face to be shown, but they can use, you know, everything else that we do. Music. You know, from music, everything fit in when we don't understand how original we are. You know, we're original. So there's nothing to fit in. There's nothing to be first of. You are original. It's some things that we are naturally endowed to do that don't have nothing to do with another human being, don't have nothing to do with, you know, a white person, any prejudices, anything. It's your godly endowed talent, gift, you know, whatever it is that the Most High, you know, blessed you with. You know, and sometimes it just be hard for a lot of the young children to be able to manifest or just, you know, just follow their goals because of all the things that they got to deal with. Then they label us too. So the labels is really big, and you know, just being able to move forward and be who you really are. Because if you don't feel you're worth anything, then you're not going to try, no matter how talented you are or how much you have within yourself.
I also interviewed my man Daniel. I saw him playing on the street. I figured, you know, he probably have a pretty good perspective because, you know, he's white.
I think partially because of what's in the media, there's the misrepresentation of how people behave and act. Like, if you watch Cops, they don't show white-collar people getting arrested for bailing on all their taxes or any of that. They like to criminalize African Americans in the media. But another thing is, you won't get a lot of people to say that they don't like black people. Like, most people won't say that they don't. I like black people, I like all people, but what they don't realize is that there's a structural bias in things and all this institutional racism going on, where it may be harder for them to get a job or go somewhere or do something. I haven't experienced it, but the main problem is a bunch of people won't acknowledge that there's a problem since they don't want to deal with it, because dealing with it means working and giving up the things that you like privilege. But, I don't know. I like all forms of culture, but I think it's ridiculous that people would like black culture and not like black people. But you won't find anyone who admits that. You might find a few, but nobody's gonna like come right out and say that.
Alright, I'm so hey, first, I want to thank all those who allowed me to interview them. Their answers were much appreciated. To be honest with you, there are ambiguous answers to this question, and I hope that either myself or someone will be able to do further work on the answer. From my personal experiences, there needs to be an open dialogue between people of different races. With doing that, like my man Daniel said, change will have to occur. I hope people are ready for that. Also, labels and stereotypes need to stop. You shouldn't have to look at the actions of someone and judge a whole race of people by that one person. Empathy is huge too. We need to get out of our minds about the perfect victim. If we could actually treat people as human beings as opposed to just saying that, then maybe we'll get somewhere. I also firmly believe that hip-hop is a tool to help unite all people, as many of those listen to the narratives of people of color. Hip-hop is also one of the last great American art forms. I also believe that it's the most eclectic of all music because it doesn't have any invisible boundaries. It just lets people in and allows them to be them. In closing, I hope you all enjoyed this documentary, and in words of my man Simeon,
people some damn love up in here.
Exactly. Peace.